Hello, water signs, my Scorpios, my Cancers, and my Pisces. Welcome to the Intuitive Teacup, and thanks for joining me on my channel today. I just kind of felt drawn to do a little reading for you guys today. We're just gonna, cards are falling already. We're just gonna take what we can get here. So it's gonna be general messages. Not everything will resonate, so only take what applies to you and your situation and toss out the rest, right? You can always check your sun, moon, and rising signs, and your Venus signs as well in some of the other videos that I've posted for additional messages. This isn't really a date-specific read, so whenever you view it is when you were meant to see it. And if you're into social media, check me out. I am the Intuitive Teacup on Instagram and on Facebook. We're just going to jump right into it. So what messages can we get for the water signs? Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. What messages do they need to see and hear in this moment for their very best and highest good, please? For Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. All right, well, this came out on its own. So Ace of Pentacles. So potentially could be a theme for this reading. I'm going to put it back in the deck because I plan on doing the Celtic Cross with you guys. So if it comes out again, we'll take it. And if not, we'll keep that in mind as we go further. But Ace of Pentacles, that's great. That's a new solid foundation, potentially in a job, in a business, in a home, maybe growing a foundation with a loved one. All right, so we'll do one more shuffle, and then I'm just going to do top of the deck. For Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces, the amazing water signs of the zodiac, who hold a very special place in my heart, who have all the love. All right. Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. We'll do a little Celtic Cross and see what messages we can get for you guys. I will obviously go over all of these with you. Okay, so bottom of the deck for you guys is the Tower. Interesting. Maybe that's why I felt drawn to do a reading for you guys, the Tower. So big life changes, right? Sometimes the Tower can be things that we don't recognize need to be changed or removed from our life, and so kind of universe or spirit comes in to sort of guide us. And sometimes it can be a tricky energy, but not always. Let's see what we got for you guys here. So in your immediate spread, your two crossing energies are the Chariot. So this is the card for Cancer. So for my Cancerians watching, you are well in your energy here. Crossed with the Devil, very interesting. And so with this interpretation of the Devil, it does feel like a more lower vibrational energy. It feels a little bit scary. It feels like it could be a challenge. It could be, something has engulfed you or wrapped you in its arms, embraced you, and it's not really a good energy. It may be kind of deceiving, right? There's trickery there. And with the way this Chariot card is depicted, it does involve movement, as the Chariot frequently does. It's forward movement, and it's typically a victory card, right? So clearly you have two options, the dark path and the light path, and you're kind of stuck between the middle, wondering which way to go. Now, very interesting. There is temptation here. Because of the way it's depicted, my mind doesn't immediately jump to lust, right? Just, for some of you, maybe, but that's incredibly dark, right? The way it's depicted with children there. It has more to do with taking advantage of you, I think. Taking advantage of your innocence, of your kindness. Maybe you got talked into some sort of deal that involved money, right? With that sack of money he has there. And it was sweet. It was alluring. It got your attention. And I'm just getting that maybe if you sort of fell victim to this energy, there was some sort of remorse. And I'm also getting too that whoever or whatever this kind of devil energy is in your life that's lower vibrational, that was kind of entrapping you or bringing you down, there were smoke signals around you warning you that this was not a good thing. Very interesting. But what is optimistic is that I think you are in the mode now, water signs, I keep wanting to call you Cancer because of the Chariot card. This might be for people who have heavy Cancer in their chart. It seems that you are aware of it. In fact, you're even looking up at like this darker energy, if we're calling this like sort of the devil's pathway, right? The devil's rejects. I don't know why that just came to my head, but you're looking at it, right? And the look on her face, it's like she knows it's deceitful. She knows it's evil, and she knows she has to go this way. But there's something about it she can't quite make that move yet, right? There's hesitation. There may be risk involved, right, in going this path, because typically with the Devil card, the temptation is temptation because it's easy, because it does feel good, because there's something familiar about it that keeps the status quo, or maybe a temporary fixation that feels good, but it doesn't last, and it's not for our highest good. That's what's really important to remember about the Devil. Now, again, we always have to consider that the Devil card is Capricorn energy, right? But just straight out the gate, I'm not getting that from this card, from this reading, from what's around it. So let's move on. So in your underlying influence, this can be like the third thing, but typically it's what exists in your subconscious, what you're recognizing there. You do have the Four of Swords. So this is rest. It's the resting card. It comes right after heartbreak, the Three of Swords, right? And so it's kind of gathering your strength back up. It's healing those wounds and not rushing into battle, not rushing into action. It's being thankful that you survived whatever this was, and kind of collecting your thoughts. I see the moon here, right? So for Pisces and Cancer, there's a channeling of intuition. It's gathering your strength, but it's literally like, you've hung your hat up for the night or for an extended period of rest, because it's you time, water signs. It's time to just like, I was going to say take one for the team, but it's the opposite of that. It's removing yourself from the game, essentially, right? And the game is whatever this kind of bullshit was, right? Pardon my French, but... Yeah, so whatever this was, this Devil energy, it caused you some serious damage. And because the heart of your spread, the two conflicting issues, or the two issues in like the front of your brain in your mind right now, it's movement on or staying stuck. And that's in a very simplistic, like watered down basic version for anyone who isn't feeling like they're in this really awful energy. It could just be being stuck, right? Sometimes these energies don't need to be this elaborate story of divorce and cheating and this and that. Like sometimes these are everyday issues, but it comes up in this spread as some stuck energy. Maybe you're having issues with a difficult child, right? And you don't know how to handle it. That's what this could be, right? It doesn't have to be these traumatizing, incredible things. However, because the Tower did come up in kind of the bottom of your spread, this does seem to be like something that could be, if not, I don't want to say life-changing, because I don't think it doesn't feel that extreme yet anyway, but something significant, something that's going to make an impact on your life, because clearly change needed to come in and remove something from you or change up your situation, right? So in your recent past, Ten of Swords, yeah, that makes sense. That's a mental death. It's pain, right? It's mental pain. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius with the swords doesn't have to be. Same for this, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Potentially could have been someone in your life, but ultimately it's a card that makes you surrender. It's like, this is the situation, you have 10 swords in your back, there's not much you can do at this point but let go, but release. But the way she's reaching out her hand here for this broomstick or wand, however you want to say it, this person had a lot of fight in them. So water signs, this is you, right? You did not give up the fight easily. It feels very kind of sad and tragic, and I don't mean that in like a condescending way at all. I mean it as an empowering way, that you don't give up easily. You're not one to just, throw your hands in the air and call it quits and say, well, didn't work out. That's not the energy here. And in very Cancerian-like energy, the crab, when it pinches its claws on something, it does not let go very easily, right? So almost to your own demise, water signs, some of you were holding on to something that needed to be released, that it kind of did need that energy of you to be able to let go and say, you know what, that didn't work out the way I thought, it was disappointing, but at this point it's like, what's the expression? I'm getting shooting fish in a barrel, which is not the correct expression for what I'm trying to say, but there's nothing more to be done. You can't fix this, and I'm getting that it's probably out of your control. Now, very interesting here. Up on the tree branch, we have a crow depicted right there, right? Crows frequently are depicted as a middle ground between you and spirit, between something greater. And so, with the depiction in this card, I'm getting that yes, the sun has set. Yes, this feels like darker times. You're not bathed in that beautiful energy. It feels like it's a dark time, right? But spirit or whoever this is, they know it's happening, and spirits always got you, right? They wouldn't let this happen if it wasn't for your highest good. Now, I know that that seems rather contradicting, right? Why would this terrible mental pain and suffering happen to me? We don't know, right? There's got to be a reason for it, and maybe that's what this spread is about. We don't always get the answers to these questions immediately, but it is about having faith in a higher good and a higher power, having faith in yourself that you made it through this, and there's going to be more for you. Like, let's turn the page. Let's start a new chapter, because whatever this isn't so good. So where can we move on from there, right? But it is kind of hopeful and optimistic to me that yeah, the presence of this crow looking down. Now, crows are a black energy, so at first sight, or black color, I should say, it does kind of give off this darker energy. But when you bring it to the realization that they're the watchers, they're the messengers, yeah, it's more optimistic than it seems, I think. But yeah, dark days in your past, water signs, absolutely. Okay, so in your beliefs, the high priestess, this can also sometimes be your goal section. So the high priestess is, again, kind of the card of Cancer or Pisces. And by the way, this can all totally relate Scorpio. Water signs tend to have similar energies. And maybe you have a moon in Scorpio or this or that. Take it as it resonates. If it doesn't, it's not your story, and that's totally fine. But there's something about, in your beliefs, knowing that your intuition is going to get you through, knowing that you can trust the conversations you're having on the inside, if that makes sense. The high priestess isn't about action. She channels messages from the universe, from something greater, and she sits and she knows. It's very interesting. She's doing a tarot spread here, right? So for a great majority of you that are watching this video, right, you might be turning to faith or spirituality to get through this time, and you may not be talking about all of this hardship that you've been through. You may be keeping it on the inside and seeking other ways to heal and get past this. Because again, that isn't your energy here. Whether you know it or not, this is a time for rest. This is not a time for action per se. You're certainly contemplating it. It's kind of perfect the way these came out, because it's like, do you choose to be stuck? Do you choose to go forward? Or do you choose to sit and wait and decide what's best for you, right? And so this energy of deciding to wait, it might not be what you want, but your intuition is telling you that that's probably what you need to be doing. So it's very interesting that we're in Aries season, right? Aries is a fire sign. It is about passion and forward movement, being in your head, being very confident and headstrong. But something has knocked you water signs down, so you might not be feeling that in Aries season. It's fire and water, very opposite energies. And yeah, it's like with this rest or even healing, sort of, it reminds me of temperance, and that temperance is the blending of opposites. It's water and fire, and it's the healing card. So that hasn't come up here, but that's what these messages sort of remind me of. There's a need for you to be in self-healing mode right now, realizing and having faith in something greater, but first and foremost, believing in yourself. That's huge here. Looking into your metaphorical crystal ball and knowing, right? High Priestess knows there is something more to the story than what's being presented right now. And having the strength to recognize these darker energies in your past, the way she sits between these two black and white energies, they're candles here, right? But it talks about balance, inner strength. And something about cycles too, the way her crystal ball kind of is going these swirly directions. This isn't it for you. This is a cycle that needs to either die out or continue on, or there's an energy here, like the story isn't up yet. If it doesn't feel like a victory yet, well, it's not the end of the story, right? I kind of love that expression or that saying. So coming up in your near future is the Four of Pentacles. So this is finding stability, right? The Four of Pentacles, whether it is in a monetary sense with your finances, or again, even with your kind of spirituality, your emotions, there's stability there, right? There's a degree of safety, But again, there's not a lot of risk here. It's like you're taking whatever assets you have or whatever balance you have achieved, and you're there and you're sitting on it. And for a second, it's like you're proving to yourself, look, I've done it. I'm balanced. I'm here. But sooner or later, you're going to realize that you're stuck in like this little dungeon. You're stuck in this little room. In order to achieve more, to progress forward, to go after whatever it is that you're looking for, you have to go out that window, right? You're going to have to move. You're going to have to take another step. This is sometimes the miser card where you're holding on to things, but it's not for your greatest good because, again, there can be a little bit of a stuck energy here. But if you're coming from this, then this is a hell of a good card to have, right? Linger in that energy, right? You have 2 4s here. The 4s are both, in both of these, it's like, take time to do you, water signs, right? You don't need to rush into anything. And even in your future, like if you're not already taking care of yourself, maybe eating right, exercising, dieting, whatever it is, doing something creative, like a creative outlet, music, painting, take it as it resonates, just reading, Netflix and chill, right? Whatever it is. If you're not already in the energy where you're taking care of yourself and putting yourself first, in your future, this is what's coming in. It's a reminder to just sit tight, water signs, because there's something that like the universe is preparing you for something greater, but there is a reason why you're being asked or guided to rest now. And it could be that coming in it's going to require a lot of action and energy. So take advantage of the slow period, maybe in Aries season, maybe in April, where things aren't crazy. Because this is requiring some recuperation, some rest. So don't fight it. Like get through the yucky, disgusting energies, maybe like journal or let it out. Again, some creative outlet to get that out of your energy, right? Crystal healing, whatever you're into, tarot reading, spirituality. Get rid of that excess, disgusting energy so that you're ready to accept new, beautiful abundance and gifts into your life. So how you're presenting is the Ace of Cups. This is your energy, water signs, which is fantastic. It's your own element, right? Water. Ace of Cups, new beginning, new love, new intuition, happiness, again, creativity. Things we've already talked about, I feel like, in excess here. And most importantly, self-love, right? Her cup runneth over. See how the water is spilling out from her cup? So this healing, it's almost like it's preparing you to get ready because there's going to be love in some capacity or some kind coming in for you. And if you're not ready, if you haven't done that healing and that self-work, potentially someone's going to present a cup to you and you won't be able to present a cup back, right? Exchanging of cups, meaning love, whether it's a person or a job or whatever it is. If an opportunity comes your way and is presented to you, if you don't have enough self-love, if you haven't healed yourself and done the proper work, it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to pass you by. And with these 2 birds floating in the sky, it does feel like love. There's going to be some pairing, some relationship, some connection that's coming in. The 2 of Cups, right? It speaks about relationships and coupling. Could be friendship as well, but why would you not want to be able to accept that like beautiful blessing into your life? It's basically like preparing you again. So you may already be in this energy, I don't mean to sound condescending or down. Maybe you water signs have done a hell of a lot of energy and you have been working on yourself and you are in this beautiful energy of self-love. Even with this, it feels kind of like that magician halo infinity crown, right? There's spirituality here too. This deck is kind of great, right? It's called, Everyday Witch Tarot. It's super cute pictures. I love this deck. But yeah, beautiful energy. So if you're not quite here yet, again, focus on self-love, focus on you, so that you're ready to give that cup and be open to love opportunities as they present themselves to you. You as other people see you or energies around you is the 9 of Pentacles. So yeah, this is sometimes the single ladies card, single gents card, however you want to say it. But yeah, again, I think you're doing work on yourself. Pentacles can sometimes speak to health and the body, our own physical wellness. You could be working on repairing your home or working on like a skilled craft that requires lots of effort. Pentacles can be work or the home. It could be spending more time with your family, helping them out. It's devoting your time to more earthly things, right? Or it could be with an earth sign, potentially. It doesn't have to be Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. And then again, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, right? We know that. But yeah, people are seeing you as very regal and beautiful. I think this is, I want to say it's a Venus and Virgo card. But how other people see you or your environment, it is very relaxing. It is doing the me time thing, right? Like reading a book with some wine, Netflix and chill, doing that creative project, doing some journaling, focusing on spirituality, reading up on self-help or self-growth, something like that. So I think people see you as focusing energy on yourself, as seeking improvement, so that you can grow whatever these little seeds, these pentacles are. And yeah, like opportunity is abundant. It's coming in for you. It literally looks like this tree I have right here, doesn't it? That's kind of funny with the beautiful petals there. All right, so let's see. Your advice and guidance. The Lovers, Gemini energy. So yeah, getting very clear when you're doing this alone time, this recuperating, this self-love, getting very clear on who or what it is that you love. What is it that you want to manifest into your own life? She's manifesting here, right? This high priestess. I mean, the magician technically comes before that, which is the great manifester, but hell yeah, she can manifest. She's the high priestess. She can do whatever she wants. Be very certain on what is your ideal lover, right? Literally write it out on a piece of paper and put it in the universe. I'm reading this book now, and it always reminds you to be very clear about what you want, because if you're not really sure, then the universe isn't really sure. Take out a pen and a paper and write about that dream job of yours, right? Even if it seems pie in the sky, like it's unattainable, do it anyway. You know, if it's constantly in your mind, there's repetition on what it is that you want, that certainty, right? It's more likely to be able to be manifested and come into you. And yeah, there is something huge about just faith in yourself. But I mean, ultimately the Lovers is partnership, right? One of my favorite tarot readers always says, you know, they're not the thinkers, they're not the doers, they're the lovers. It starts with your own emotion. It starts with your Ace of Cups, right? Shout out to Jay from Aquarian Insight, because she is just like the mother of all tarot readers. I think she's just the coolest fucking reader ever. You should check her out if you haven't already, which I'm sure everybody has. But yeah, she's the one who always says, you know, they're the lovers, right? So be very clear on who or what it is that you want in your life, on what you want to give your love to, and knowing what kind of love you deserve back, right? The way their hands are kind of entangled here, there's a mutual giving and taking here. It's equal. It's very balanced, right? Even with the cats on each side. And their tails make a little heart. Come on, that's adorable. Even if this is just a friendship, your guidance is knowing who or what this person is, right? If you're not focused on love right now, that's fantastic. Like, that's fine. That's your path. But if what you're choosing to love has to do with a career or fill in the blank, whatever it is, your ideal house, if you're trying to move, you need to be clear on what this is. What does it look like? What value does it add to your life, right? Because ultimately, we're going to take one of those away, right? You have to be good and strong on your own to attract something into your life that is going to be a good balance for you. That's going to be a good mix. All right, and then your outcome. We have the Page of Pentacles. So that's pretty good. Pages are like aces, right? And we did have the Ace of Pentacles pop out for you water signs at the beginning. So it's someone who has a little bit of knowledge in some area, but they are looking to grow. So this could be in the arena of love. Again, it could be with work. It could be with repairing, I don't know, family issues, fill in the blank, whatever it is. The Page of Pentacles, though. So there's room to grow here, but it's a solid foundation. It's earth energy. So Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. You have had a few pentacles come up here, so you may have a lot of earth energy in your life right now, or you may just be doing things kind of in the earthly realm. Again, focusing on the home, focusing on your health, focusing on your job. And what's interesting, the Lover's card did come in the advice. So be ready for this, is another way I take that advice. So again, bottom of your deck was the Tower. So there was some significant change that came in. I don't know who or what this is. I think all you water signs are going to know individually what that was for you. And it is going to differ a little bit, right? Not all the water signs are the same. But yeah, it left you at a crossroads, essentially. Are you brave enough to step away from the familiar, from this dark path that may have been easier initially, but ultimately caused you a hell of a lot of pain? Or will you take the risk? Will you have faith in yourself, knowing that if you take a risk, almost like fool energy, right? you're going to land on your feet. You're going to get there. And with, again, Cancerian watery energy, it's about victory. It's about balancing the dark and the light. You come from the dark and you're always going to carry that with you because you're human. That's an amazing thing to be able to do. Will you get those two horses there, right? Will you make them work and be compatible so that you end up there victoriously and safely in this beautiful energy? You're on some type of like, it feels like a spiritual journey, water signs. It's very, very interesting. All right, I think that, oh, actually, we'll pull an oracle card for you. So this is also one of my favorite oracle decks. I'll write it all in the description so that you guys can check it out if you want to, but the imagery on these are absolutely fantastic. What can we get for Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces to go along with this intuitive message reading I've done for them today here? And thank you guys so much for joining me. Like, share, subscribe if you want to see more, but I'm so honored just to have you, you water signs tuning in with me. I got so much love for my water signs out there. Any card that wants to jump out for this reading for our water signs? There we go. That one flew out. All right, let's see what we got here. Abracadabra. So I will read the description for you in the booklet, but it's like this woman has come up from the cities, right? She has grown up from these solid structures, become like this magical being in this other realm, right? Up among the stars. Again, spiritual path. Let's see what it says. Because yeah, I have not memorized all these cards, but I'm so into the picture. Even her head there, it looks very Capricorn, right? Do you see that? Or even Aries, like ram-like. Let's see. Abracadabra. Magic, secrets, patterns, destiny. Rising from a kingdom of skyscrapers, a giant woman glows in the cityscape. She is so tall she can touch the stars all around her. With her magic wand, she coaxes the future from the constellations. There is such order in the universe, in the golden ratio of the Naltus shell or the patterns in the starry sky. We can unlock the secrets of the universe. We are all magicians in our own lives. Beautiful. And I feel like that does go along really well with the reading we done. High Priestess energy here, right? Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. I really love it. All right, water signs, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks again for joining me on my channel today. Sending you guys so much love, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.